An interview with Susannah Brade-Waring 6 weeks after attending a listening networking group, sharing her experiences before, during and after. And what happened just before listening networking group?
Well, as you remember, we met actually at Splashdown, which was quite a funny place for us to meet. I just moved down from North Nottinghamshire down to Poole and was starting to establish my business down here. So I was already looking at how I was going to network and meet contacts. So listening and building rapport with clients was already something that was very prominent in my mind. The fact we were in a very noisy water park, I think also was a very challenging environment for us to be able to have a conversation. And yet we very quickly built up a understanding, a connection between us, and through our conversation I think it was very obvious that we both trained in listening and actually in rapport building, and I think in fact we were in there for 7 hours, but that was mostly due to the children having such a good time. Through my previous work as being a manager and as a director, I would have said that my listening skills were very good. However, I then embarked on a coaching diploma and as part of that spent a whole day doing active listening, and it was only then that I really understood about the value of listening and how important it is to actually fully actively listen to what's going on for the other individual rather than already forming your answers and your next question based on your own preconceived ideas. So I would have said that based on the training I'd already had, I was aware of an immense, probably fourfold increase in my ability to listen, and talking to you about step-by-step listening and clean language, I could see straight away how powerful that was going to be in terms of helping me to understand my clients, build that rapport very quickly and actually get that depth of understanding very quickly. And I would say even now I can see that it's going to probably double again my ability to be able to listen very effectively. So that would be, for me, an 8-fold increase on what I thought were good skills originally. My role now as a professional consultant working on improving businesses, particularly to engineering technology companies. So I work with very technically able business leaders, and it's very important for me to be able to very quickly understand what's going on for their business, partly because I need to understand the context in which they operate, but also because it's very important to build up the credibility in their own minds of my skills and my knowledge for their industry. And then it's very important for me to be able to help them understand and me to understand the challenges that they're facing and the opportunities that there are for then improving upon those challenges. And again, the listening skills are so vitally important. The other aspect is about the networking. It's so important for me to network and build up those relationships again very, very quickly. And so listening again and being seen and heard to listen are very, very important for the clients. So there are a number of things going on professionally and also in my personal life, having just moved with my children, that made me know that I needed to improve my listening skills already.
And when attending the listening networking group, that was like what?
It was very enjoyable, although I actually found it very, very challenging. To me, it was like learning a whole new language. I was so conscious of all the things that I couldn't say, and I was so conscious of the very set questions that I was quite tongue-tied, which is not a natural sort of state for me to be in. However, after about half an hour of practicing, listening to the other individuals who were there, when they were asking questions, how they were asking it actually became much easier, much more natural to ask the questions in those ways and also to be able to respond to what you were hearing in a clean way. And straight away within that group you could start to see the benefits of using clean language through the quality and the depth of information that was coming out of the individuals as well. And as a group of people, there was a common interest. You could see straight away that between us there was a common interest. So I think it was quite interesting that sometimes you had to sort of get us to stop talking and chatting and actually do a lot more listening.
And what happened after attending the listening networking group?
I think in terms of, I use the clean language more with my family because it's easier for me to practice with them. Obviously they're one of my key priorities in my life, so it's important for me to be able to improve my communication and for them to feel that I understand them and see that I'm putting effort into trying to hear what they've got to say, particularly with one of my sons is approaching teenage years, so it's quite challenging. And in terms of the business, I'm just starting to use it because I'm so focused already on how I listen to my clients that to stop and put in a clean language question feels quite false. However, because I'm practicing at home, I'm starting to feed in the odd question, and already I can see the benefits of the depth of learning. And just from doing the listening network, I was already really surprised at how much knowledge you do get when you use the clean language. One of the things I'm very, very conscious of is that when you think of the old saying about you can take a horse to water but you can't make it drink, one of the things that I have to do in my business is help people to understand what they need to do in their business. And it isn't about me saying you've got to do this. People hate being told what to do. It's about awakening their awareness of where they need to be, and the clean language in particular helps them to verbalise what's going on in their business and actually see for themselves the needs and what needs to be addressed. So I can see it's going to be immensely powerful in helping me take my business forward, and that will allow me to help take forward lots and lots of businesses around the Poole and Bournemouth area, and that's my goal.
And when there is a difference at home, what kind of difference is that?
I've got a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, and already I'm just surprised at how much more communication there is within the house. I practiced on the way walking home from school yesterday, and my 9-year-old wouldn't shut up all the way down the road, so I was very, very patient and just kind of listened to him. But it was great because he obviously felt that we were having a good conversation, and that's important for him. And it is amazing actually what they're telling me now, and I do think that we have a much stronger connection between us. I felt that I was losing touch with who my 12-year-old son was, and I think that's got a lot stronger, and I feel that we've now got a platform we can build upon that actually, if something wasn't going right in his life, if he wasn't sure about something, he would at least feel that he could come and talk to me. And I think one of the things I like in the family about using clean language is it is quite structured, and for me that works really well because it's so easy at home to rush conversations, to try and get something sorted out while you're driving in the car or while you're making dinner, and actually try and start the conversation and finish the conversation very quickly, which inevitably means that I already have an answer in my head as to how I want this conversation to go, and I don't particularly listen to them. And having to use clean language means I have to ask a question and I have to shut up and I have to actually listen to the words they use, and that actually has been very, very effective. So I can see the benefits already, and I know they're going to go and increase further.